9 huge Emmerdale spoilers for next week. Get ready for another intense week on Emmerdale. From August 26th to 30th, Moira's strange behavior takes a troubling turn, and Nate gets tangled in the unfolding drama. Meanwhile, the mystery behind Rose's disappearance unravels, and Mackenzie finds himself in a perilous situation at the farm. Don't miss out. Subscribe to the channel for all the latest spoilers and updates. 1. Cain and Moira's problems continue. Cain is starting to worry about Moira when he stumbles upon a bottle of whiskey in her bag. Concerned about how much she's been drinking lately, he decides to confront her. It's not just the alcohol that's raising red flags for him. When he later sees her popping painkillers, it only adds to his growing suspicions. It's hard not to jump to conclusions, thinking she's using them to deal with a hangover or worse. But Moira isn't one to let accusations slide without clearing the air. She quickly sets Cain straight, showing him that the whiskey bottle hasn't even been opened. It's a relief on one hand, but on the other, it leaves Cain even more confused about what's really going on. It's clear there's more to this than meets the eye, but Cain's not quite sure what it is yet. Feeling the weight of everything, Moira finds herself opening up to John, the new farmhand. In a moment of vulnerability, she admits that her marriage might be falling apart. It's a hard thing to acknowledge, especially to someone new, but Moira's starting to realize that she can't keep carrying this burden alone. The cracks in her relationship with Cain are becoming too big to ignore, and she's left wondering how much longer they can hold things together. 2. Nate finds himself under suspicion. Cain spots Moira drinking with Nate, and he's unsettled to see them looking so cozy. Fearing that history could be repeating itself, Cain wastes little time before confronting Nate. Nate is upset by his father's insinuations, reminding him that their relationship is in a good place, but Cain doesn't seem to be listening. 3. Rose's fate is finally revealed. Will's been playing a dangerous game, trying to keep the truth about Rose hidden. He's been dodging questions and covering his tracks, but deep down, he knows the lies are piling up. It's only a matter of time before everything unravels, and that moment is fast approaching. The weight of what he's hiding is starting to take its toll, and Will's beginning to crack under the pressure. As the story unfolds, we start to see glimpses of what really happened to Rose. Through a series of flashbacks, the puzzle pieces fall into place, and the mystery that's been hanging over everyone's heads starts to clear up. Each flashback brings us closer to understanding the truth, revealing the chain of events that led to Rose's disappearance. What comes to light is both shocking and heartbreaking. The reasons behind Rose's disappearance are complex, tangled up in emotions and decisions that Will wished he could take back. But now that the truth is out, there's no going back. Will has to face the consequences of his actions and deal with the fallout that's sure to come. 4. Mac versus the bull. Mac finds himself in danger as a bull blocks him from being able to leave a barn at the farm. He resorts to making a desperate dash to escape, but the animal chases and attacks him. Nate comes to Mac's rescue after the unfortunate incident. Mac shares his theory that John was somehow responsible for what happened. Charity convinces Mac to join her in planning revenge against John, but she soon has bigger issues to worry about when Mac collapses on the sofa. It seems that his injuries could have been worse than first thought. 5. Caleb and Jai team up. Caleb and Jai are feeling on top of the world after sealing a big business deal, and they decide to celebrate their success at the Woolpack. With a couple of drinks in hand, they toast to their achievement, enjoying the camaraderie and the relaxed vibe of the pub. But things take a turn when Caleb brings up the need for more money, explaining to Jai that they need to grease some palms at the council to keep things moving smoothly. It's clear they're stepping into some murky waters, and the atmosphere shifts as the talk of corruption creeps into their conversation. Even though they're discussing something shady, Caleb and Jai do their best to play it cool, acting like just two mates having a casual drink together. They laugh, share stories, and try to keep the mood light, hoping no one notices the undercurrent of tension. However, Chaz isn't quite buying their act. She picks up on the odd vibe and the serious talk masked by their casual demeanor. Her instincts tell her there's more going on than just a simple celebration, and she starts to feel uneasy about the whole situation. As the night goes on, the pressure mounts for Caleb and Jai to maintain their facade. They're juggling the excitement of their deal with the stress of the potential fallout from their corrupt dealings. Chaz's skepticism adds another layer of tension, making them more cautious and on edge. It's a tricky balance to keep everything under wraps while trying to enjoy their success, and the tension is palpable. How long can they keep pretending everything's just fine? Only time will tell as the story unfolds and the consequences of their actions start to catch up with them. 6. Caleb targets Will and Jimmy. Caleb is keen to get started with his plans to rival Kim and Will in the business world, so he secretly causes chaos at home James haulage. Before long, Will is confronted by an HMRC officer who wants to check the vans for red diesel. Following an apparent tip-off, the yard is now being investigated. Will annoys Jimmy by harshly blaming him for the fiasco. As Will realizes that the business is being sabotaged, he jumps to the wrong conclusion and accuses Billy of being the culprit. 7. Jai makes an enemy of John. Jai can't help but make snide remarks when he sees Victoria struggling with a spare tire. Instead of offering a hand, he decides to mock her efforts, taking some twisted pleasure in belittling her. His attitude towards Victoria has been cold for a while now, and this moment just highlights how little he cares. But his harsh words don't go unnoticed, and they quickly rub someone the wrong way. John, who's been watching the scene unfold, decides enough is enough. He steps in, clearly annoyed by Jai's behavior, and doesn't hesitate to call him out. Jai might be used to throwing his weight around, but he's not ready for the new guy to stand up to him. John's intervention catches Jai off guard, and for once, he's the one feeling intimidated. It's a small victory for Victoria, knowing someone has her back, even if Jai's ego takes a hit in the process. 8. Arthur returns. Arthur's return from Australia isn't exactly the quiet homecoming he might have expected. He walks in on Gabby and Vinny enjoying some alone time at Mulberry Cottage, catching them by surprise. But Arthur's not here to interrupt their moment for long. His real concern is with his mum. Seeing how much Laurel has been struggling after her divorce from Jai hits him hard, and he's not one to just sit back and do nothing about it. Fueled by his worry for Laurel, Arthur decides it's time to confront Jai. He doesn't hold back, letting Jai know exactly how he feels about the way things have turned out. It's clear that Arthur's grown a lot during his time away, and Jai can see that too. What starts as a simple confrontation quickly makes Jai realize that Arthur isn't just a kid anymore. He's someone who could really challenge him if pushed. 9. Tracy gets jealous over Nate. Nate is enjoying some quality time with Tracy and Frankie, trying to make the most of the moment. They seem to be having a nice time, but everything changes when Nate gets an unexpected phone call. He's got no choice but to step away, leaving Tracy and Frankie behind. It's a small interruption, but it's enough to shift the mood, and Tracy's reaction to Nate leaving doesn't go unnoticed. Vanessa, always perceptive, picks up on Tracy's subtle change in demeanor. She can see that Tracy is more bothered by Nate's sudden departure than she's letting on. Vanessa knows Tracy better than anyone, and she's quick to call her out on what's really going on. Tracy tries to brush it off, but Vanessa's not buying it. Vanessa doesn't hold back, pointing out that Tracy's lingering feelings for Nate are clearly still there, despite everything that's happened. It's a tough thing for Tracy to admit, even to herself, but Vanessa's words hit home. The truth is, Tracy's feelings for Nate never really went away, and now they're bubbling back to the surface, leaving her more confused than ever. And that's a wrap on this week's Emmerdale spoilers. With so much drama unfolding, from Cain and Moira's troubled marriage to the explosive truths about Rose and the tension between Caleb and Jai, next week is packed with can't-miss moments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss out on the latest updates and spoilers. Hit that notification bell and stay tuned for more Emmerdale insights. Thanks for watching and see you next time.